So did you start off in the CTE program and go on from that, or how did it all start?
That's a great question. My granddad built the house I was born in without a blueprint. He only went to the 7th grade, but by the time he was 30, he was a master electrician, plumber, steam fitter, pipe fitter, welder. You could take this watch apart, put it back together blindfolded. He had the chip. Some people just have it, the handy gene thing. The handy gene is recessive, right? And I didn't know that. And so when I was in, really all the way back to elementary school, I was positive I would follow in his footsteps. I was positive. And so I took, we didn't call them CTE classes back then, but I took wood shop, I took metal shop, I took auto shop. Disaster. Absolute disaster. I'd come home with a sconce from wood shop, and it looked like a paramecium, it was just terrible. My grandfather would look at it and shake his head. He was so nice and so encouraging, but the truth is I really was like one of those people auditioning on American Idol who couldn't sing. I just thought I was going to be able to hang drywall plumb. I thought I was going to get the foundation poured right. I just thought it would all come to me, and it didn't. And it was really, really hard. And I was flunking out of those classes. The very classes and the very skills you guys, are doing right now. It's hysterical. But my pop said to me when I was 17, we were building an extension on the stable behind our local farmhouse. And I smashed my thumb with a hammer, and I'd used the wrong wood. He shook his head and he said, "Look, you want to be a tradesman? You can be a tradesman. You just got to get a different toolbox." And it broke my heart to hear it, but it's the best advice I ever got. Talk about not following your passion. I was so passionate about wanting to be able to do what he did, and I just didn't have the goods. So I went to a community college. I started studying writing, acting, singing, all the stuff that I had really, honestly, no real interest in. But as it turns out, I was okay at it. And then I got better at it. Then I found out how to love it. And so that's how my thing happened. My path wasn't CTE. My grandfather's was. And by the time I finally got around to dirty jobs, right? I started working in TV when I was 22. By the time I was 43, that show went on the air. And it brought me all the way back to the beginning. Literally. If you look at that show, I am an apprentice trying to figure out how to do a thing. And those are my earliest memories with my grandfather. I've gone this far. I've come right back to where I've started. But what I've learned, honestly, is that whatever your trade is, whatever your skill is, whatever your toolbox is, make sure there's something in there that looks like work ethic. Because that'll get you through.